Hello everyone, welcome to Beyond the Book English Literature. In today's video, we will be diving on another poem by Professor Dr. R.N. Tiwari titled In My Astrocracy. This poem is a complex exploration of identity, spirituality, and societal norms. Through its rich imagery and metaphors, it invites readers to reflect on the interplay between personal aspirations and collective actions. So let's jump on the very first stanza of this poem, which says, hands in fold, eyes closed, drawn neck in deep, fixed on knees, breath in hall, with pine that lips skip. Home I raise to gather grace of yours in my piper's space. For you, oh, only for you and your sign on the application form of mine to get admission in the worldly race, where pre-fear to fall from heaven slings, but on earth spun still slogs and slides in the canopy of social pseudocracy. The first stanza describes a moment of introspection or prayer with the speaker seeking grace and admission into a worldly race. The use of Piper's space and application form suggests a sense of being guided or controlled by external forces, while also implying a desire to participate in a larger societal or cosmic context. The phrase canopy of social pseudocracy is particularly interesting as it implies a critique of societal structures that masquerade as legitimate or just. The second stanza of this poem is, oh, my manure, mingled in ovum, of each particles of sibling sort in physic fiber with your projected slot. Each and all revolute a god, a formless power in form expressed. Through love bred works of mass, the joy of wages where labors to breed, and poisonous slit a nectar's pass under the setup of autocracy. This stanza is addressed to a manure mingled in ovum, which is a vivid and unsettling image. The speaker appears to be celebrating the interconnectedness of all things, suggesting that even the most base or mundane elements are imbued with a deeper significance. The use of physic fiber and projected slot implies a sense of destiny or predetermination, while the phrase formless power is in form expressed suggests a tension between the amorphous and structured. The final lines of this stanza, under setup of autocracy, suggest a vision of a society or system that values selfness and cooperation. The use of autocracy as a term is again intriguing, implying a utopian or idealized form of governance. The third stanza is, my daughter in law, in secluded cave of nine shut gates, bolted under the petticoat norm, if crosses unbuckled bar sets of 8 rods leather and hind snaked against the wall of inner form, will vision show ye beatific face without face fee in the house of laws. His trails be the gleams of God, but if his strangles for dowry's sake, and from burning stove a flame does set, a fuel of furnace of him you make, in flaming spirit of Saturnocracy. This stanza appears to be a satirical commentary on the dowry system, a social issue in India. The language used is metaphorical and symbolic, making it challenging to decipher without context. The poem describes a situation where a person is trapped or confined, that is bolted under the petticoat norm and crosses certain boundaries or thresholds. If crosses one buckled bar sets of 8 rods leather and hind snaked. The poem then contrasts the ideal of a divine or spiritual path. The line says, his trials be the gleams of God, with the harsh reality of dowry related violence, if strangles for dowry's sake, and from burning stove or flame does set. These lines particularly tell. The tone is critical and condemnatory, suggesting that the practice of dowry is a form of Saturnocracy. The next stanza is, oh, my art of perfect life. Mistaken me thought only in ram you lie, but never, never so. Each and all in life divine is your instrument to draw your line. Fittest formula of salvation sign. Even in this world of fever, fret and fine. If be a dancer, you are my dance. If a driver, you, my driving art. This particular stanza is an ode to the art of perfect life, which is personified as a guiding principle or philosophy. The speaker acknowledges a past misconception. The line says, mistaken me thought when in ram you lie. But now recognizes that this art is present in all aspects of life, each and all in life divine. The line. The poem describes this art as an instrument for navigating life's challenges. Is your instrument to draw your line and finding salvation. The line, a fittest formula of salvation sign. The final lines emphasize the idea that this art is a universal force that guides individuals in various roles or pursuits. If be a dancer, you are my dance. If a driver, you my driving art. The last stanza of this poem is, oh, here, here, I long to be a floating cloud, with anoxystic spirit of my height, and you, my vaporizing art, to fill the picture of carrying bike with oceanic waves of your double might, for the sake of others, right? Even in my astrocracy. Here, the speaker is suggesting that they are willing to compromise or sacrifice their own desires or autonomy. That is, astrocracy is likely a typo or a play on the word autocracy. implying a sense of self governance or independence for the sake of others' rights or expectations. The phrase for the sake of others' right implies a sense of obligation or duty towards others, which may be related to the cultural context mentioned in the note about face fee. In this context, the speaker may be hinting that they are willing to conform to certain societal norms or expectations, even if it means sacrificing their own desires or agency. The use of this word astrocracy is unusual and may be intended to convey a sense of irony or tension between the speaker's individuality and the demands of others. Overall, the last stanza adds a layer of complexity to the poem, suggesting that the speaker is navigating a delicate balance between their own desires and expectations of others. So, here was a full interpretation and analysis of this particular poem. What do you think about this poem? Let me know in the comments, and we will meet soon with a different poem. Thank you.